लोगों को इतना फीलिंग नहीं होता था गर्मी का। लेकिन आजकल आदमी काम के लिए भी 10 मिनट भी करता है तो उसको गर्मी बहुत लगती है। पहले दिन भर आदमी काम करता था तो गर्म नहीं लगता था, अभी 5 मिनट भी पैदल नहीं चल सकता, इतना गर्म हो रहा है। तो उस पे काम काज पे भी असर पड़ रहा है।
Munir has been living and working in Colaba for 32 years. He remembers a time when customers at the salon where he works would linger, read magazines, and chat. But now everyone wants to rush home to escape the heat. There is reduced footfall at the salon. Extreme heat wave events have been on the rise in Mumbai. According to the Mumbai Climate Action Plan, the MCAP, Mumbai has experienced 10 heat waves and 2 extreme heat wave events from 1973 to 2020, with an increase of 0.23 degrees Celsius per decade. Abhay Shanbag runs a restaurant in Kolaba, one of the few offering affordable meals in this area. Having lived or visited Kolaba regularly since 1968, he has witnessed firsthand the changes in the area. तुम्हाला कोलाबामध्ये तापमानात काही बदल दिसलेत का इतक्या वर्षामध्ये?
या 4-5 वर्षात दिसत आहेत. ह्युमिड जास्त आहे. टेम्परेचर मध्ये जास्त फरक नाही पण ह्युमिड जास्त आहे.
With increasing urbanization and decreasing green cover, cities across India are experiencing the urban heat island effect. Urban areas have significantly higher temperatures due to human activities, construction, and urban development. One such urban heat island, Colaba. Historically, Colaba has experienced relatively cooler summers compared to the rest of the city due to its proximity to the sea. But with extreme heatwave events increasing in Mumbai, Colaba too is heating up. An analysis by Respirer Living Sciences found that in March, Colaba registered a temperature of 32.4 degrees Celsius as compared to 23.4 degrees Celsius in Chakala, a difference of 9 degrees. The heat has increased discomfort and reduced productivity and business.
काय स्वेटिंग होतं, दुसरं काय नाही. आणि इचिंग होतं स्किनवरती बिकॉज ऑफ डस्ट त्याच्या बसते डस्टी ज़्यादा एटमॉस्फेयर.
कोलाबा में तो अभी बहुत गर्मी बढ़ गया है, पहले इतना नहीं था, पहले इतना भीड़ नहीं था, प्रदूषण नहीं था, तो रात को भी उतने टेम्परेचर थे. जो कोई बोलता है कि हाँ बहुत आज गर्मी था यार, रात को पंखा चलाए तो भी नींद नहीं आई.
Colaba can be viewed as a microcosm of Mumbai itself. On the one hand, there are expensive houses, designer shops, five-star hotels, and fancy cafes. And on the other hand, Sassoon Docks and the informal settlement at Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Nagar. The worst fallout of the urban heat island effect is that it affects different people differently, with vulnerable populations experiencing it far more keenly.
पहिला असं आम्ही मच्छी विकायला बसायचो ना पूर्वी, तर असं वाटायचं ना आम्हाला काय आम्ही गर्मीत बसलेलो आहे. पण आम्हाला गर्मी नाही वाढली, लय म्हणजे लय भयंकर गर्मी झालेली आहे. म्हणजे घरी जाताना पण असं का चक्कर येते, थकवा येते, अशी गर्मी वाढलेली आहे. मच्छी विकताना पण किती त्रास होते आम्हाला, त्रास होते गर्मीमुळे. पण काय आमचं पोट आहे म्हणून आम्ही तिथून हलू नाही शकत, शेवटीला आमचं पोट आहे. आम्ही पाणी पितो, चल पाणी पिऊन मच्छी विकतो किंवा थंडाई घेतो, लेमन घेतो, काय घेतो आणि मच्छी विकायला बसतो. म्हणजे मच्छी विकायला पण आम्हाला होत नाही, एवढी गर्मी आहे.
Shalini Mangela and Tanuja Taude have been selling fish at Sassoon Docks for the past 30 years. They reach the docks by 1:30 at night from their homes in Versova. While the increasing heat makes it difficult for them to earn their livelihood, they can't even find refuge in air-conditioned spaces as they work outdoors at the docks.
I think in terms of policies, specifically and especially regarding heat waves and heat stress, it should be more inclusive and I think drawn from citizen science, where we collect data and we analyze impacts on ground from the people, because finding good data, updated data apart from the science but into the social sector space is really difficult to find. And I think a citizen science factor could be part of these heat wave action plans and even the city climate action plans, where citizens can communicate what is it that they would require in terms of adaptation to heat, and not just to heat but to any climate change or any climate hazard impacts that are coming and projected to come. Like all climate hazards and climate change in general, heat also has a gender bias. Within the workforce, the gender balances are often ignored, and the disproportionate impacts on women.
पहिला लोक बिना पंख्याने बिना लाईटीने झोपायचे. आता झोपतील 5 मिनिटं बसतील पण नाही बिना पंख्याने.
लोक आता कुठून गेले का एसीत बसायला बघतात. पण आमची बा गरीबाची कंची एसी. आम्ही जाऊन थंड पाणी अंग धुवलं असलं तर गरमी झालं. कुठली गरमी अजून घाम फुटते.
When we come to women at homes, and we've seen data in Govandi, we've seen data in slum areas of Mumbai and other parts of the country and world on how just staying at home and indoors does not like give you a respite from heat stress, right? In fact, sometimes it could be an aggravator and make it much more worse given the materials used and the informal settlements and designs in which it is built. So there is no provision. I think there's no thought also from the policy space, though there is nothing. There is very less discussion on, how are women who are at home coping and women who work and still have to, share the burden or take over the burden of home chores. How are they coping with heat stress and heat wave days?
The vulnerability assessment conducted under MCAP identifies the urban heat island effect as one of the risk areas impacting the city. Based on this assessment, MCAP identifies 6 sectors for mitigation and adaptation. It further makes suggestions in each of the 6, but these remain as suggestions. During a heat wave, different agencies and departments such as the National Disaster Management Authority and National Program on Climate Change and Human Health issue guidelines and advisories. This means their implementation does not become mandatory. Heat waves are not yet a notified natural disaster. 2 funds have been set up for notified disasters. First, the National Disaster Response Fund, which is entirely funded by the centre. Second, the State Disaster Response Fund, for which 75% of the funds come from the centre. Notifying heat waves as disasters means access to these funds and thus a far more robust prevention and mitigation program. There are lessons to be learned this summer so that we can be prepared next year. Experts say we need policies which are designed with vulnerable populations like the elderly, children, women, trans people, and outdoor workers in mind. These policies should also address the needs of menstruating, pregnant, and menopausal women. Secondly, Mumbai needs a more targeted response to heat. The MCAP included a ward level heat survey which should be conducted more regularly. Heat mitigation and adaptation efforts must be tailored to each ward. The Maharashtra government is developing a heat resilience framework to address these local needs. Currently, families receive compensation only in case of heat related deaths or diseases. But we need policies that also compensate workers for lost wages due to extreme heat so that they are not forced to work in unsafe conditions.